Hello everyone, how's it going? So I'm just getting an update for this week's games. Well, yesterday didn't go as well as I planned. Mr. Aaron Rodgers twice in the red zone comes out 0 points in the last drive, an interception when he had a clear open guy going the same way. But Eagles did need the win. I did say that the Eagles needed the win. They couldn't go 1-3, and I wasn't surprised. That's why I said you could add points to Eagles' line if needed to be, and they actually even won straight out. It was a good game. I'm not gonna lie. Lots of scoring chances. Green Bay was hit a bit hard, if you ask me, with Jamal going out and Adams, but that shouldn't have slowed him down. Eagles, they should have beaten the Eagles. It's just I think the play calling showed how bad LaFleur is. So good to know. It's still early in the season, so you're just filling out teams, and everyone is. So I'm just gonna go by the ones I really like. I like Atlanta to win here. They can't go 1-3, and Tennessee hasn't showed me anything that tells me they're gonna be that they can match up with Atlanta's offense. The defense, sure, but the offense, I don't think they could match with Atlanta's offense. And Atlanta at home, this is a must-win for them. I like the spread and I like the money line here. If you're one of those people like me who wants to be safe, I would go with money line just to be safe. That's one of my really games that I like. Next, sorry about that. The Browns against Ravens. This is another game. Browns can go 1-3, so they're gonna play hard, I think. It all depends on the O-line, man. If they could protect Baker, they could keep up with the Ravens. But I just feel like, just like the way Philly's coaching staff literally outplayed Green Bay's coaching. So if you ask me, who do I like more when it comes to even offense or defense or even coaching? For me, definitely Baltimore. And I don't think Kitchens is ready for this game. So, I would say buy points for Cleveland, but it's not even worth it, to be honest. I think Ravens win this comfortably. But, you know how Cleveland is. They might come back and just score a useless touchdown to cover the spread. So I would go with money line here. I mean, the spread is not that high, so money line should pay good. You could even buy to minus 2.5, 3.5. I just can't. I haven't seen anything to say, okay, Browns can keep up with this team. And like I said, beside the players, I think the coaching is a mismatch. Harbaugh is going to outplay Kitchens. It's going to be like a college team against an NFL team. That's how I think it's going to be. But so if I had to choose, I like excuse me, I like Baltimore money line. Spread, I will go 2.5, but Browns can lose this game, so it might be closer than that. So you could buy points if you want, but I wouldn't touch Browns even if they paid me, just like the way I didn't want to touch Philly. But Philly, they could have won the last two games too if you think about it. They just were unlucky. And Jaffrey was back, so I was like, yeah, you got to wait until see if Jaffrey or Jackson are coming back. And it's still, that team is banged up. Green Bay they got out-coached. I'm sorry. That's the only thing I could make sense. Otherwise, Green Bay should have won that game. It's just Aaron Rodgers took the game in his own hands. If you could look at the plays, it wasn't even like Fleur was making any plays. I swear to God, even the commentators were saying the same thing. So I do like Baltimore here. Money line or spread, maybe minus 2.5 to be safe. You can even take the whole spread, honestly. I don't know how how Browns going to keep up with this team. Unless like I said, if their O-line plays, they could do it. But they're still missing a bunch of guys on defense, honestly. Word is out. Who else is out for defense? Excuse me. Yeah, I like Baltimore here. I like Atlanta. Buffalo, New England, and my heart says Buffalo, but whenever my heart says something, It always goes the other way around. And it's just Tom Brady's too good, man. And that Belichick, Belichick, man. And how he is against young quarterbacks. I would go New England money line, or even, I know early in the season I liked Buffalo. Last week when I was speaking about the picks, I chose Buffalo spread or even an upset. Just New England is way too banged up, if you ask me. But then this is a team that it means nothing. It really means nothing. They're just well coached. So this is a game, honestly, it's up to you. Maybe play it on 1 or 2 parlays. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch. Chiefs against Detroit. That spread, I think it was, when it started, was 5.5 or 4.5, and it spiked to 7, and now 6.5. Mahomes, I think, hasn't played in a dome. That's what I heard. I was reading somewhere. But I don't know, man. Detroit, these two teams, the home team has always won. So I just can't go against Chiefs until they lose. So when they lose, that's the day I'll stop and think about whatever. But I like the Chiefs here, money line. Spread could be a little high, but if they go up front quick, I wouldn't be shocked if they blow out Detroit. Yeah, I like Chiefs money line and -3.5, maybe even the spread. I just don't know how Detroit is going to keep up with them. The only weakness Casey has is the defense, man. If they could play up to par, get a couple stops, I think it's over. If they could get a few stops. If they could, actually even 2 stops, because Casey will go down, excuse me, and score on them. Houston against Carolina. This is a game I'm not going to touch, honestly, and I shouldn't. I just don't trust either team. Texans are the better team. Defense is better. Offense definitely is better than the Panthers for now, just because of the quarterback matchup. But Kyle Allen did okay, so they might be able to cover the spread, if anything. But this is a game I wouldn't touch, to be honest. But if I had to choose, I'd buy some points and take Carolina, just to be safe. But I wouldn't be shocked if Houston wins by big numbers. They've just been playing really well, and they went to LA Chargers and won there, and that's a tough matchup. Carolina's defense is not bad, so we all know that. So I wouldn't touch it, to be honest. Myself, I wouldn't bet on it. But money line Houston would be the safest. Spread, you could go with Carolina. Add a couple points, up to you. Colts against Oakland. This is another game I'm not going to touch. It's one of those games I feel iffy about. Even though Colts just beat Atlanta at home, they're feeling good. Raiders are 1-2. They're going to try to play hard. They might cover the spread. I wouldn't be shocked if there's an upset either. But yeah, I will go with it's a game I won't touch either, but if I have to choose, I like Colts. Money line, spread is too high if you ask me. Colts are not Minnesota Vikings, because at home, Minnesota plays just way better. On the road, they're not the same. It's just the way it's been. So yeah, I like the Colts here. Money line. Spread, you can go with Oakland, maybe make a +10. But that's totally a game I wouldn't touch either. Miami against Chargers. I go Chargers. They're just way better team. You could buy points, maybe 2 touchdowns. It's just, I don't know which Phillip Rivers is going to come out. I can't trust that guy anymore. He's like Eli Manning, but just he can throw. He can make plays, so that's the only difference. Giants against Washington. Well, we all saw what happened to Washington last week, and Giants, for some reason, do play well against Washington. They have a good matchup against them. So I would. Giants are missing a couple guys, and this is a game, once again, it's not worth betting on. But if you're making a fun ticket, go with the Giants. They're feeling great right now. Momentum is with them, and they're playing a Washington team that just don't have an identity right now. Seahawks against Arizona. Like I said last Thursday night, or was it Wednesday night? I'm surprised Seahawks is only favored by -4.5. But then it is always a close game between these two. But I just don't see Seahawks losing 2 in a row against Arizona. Even though Arizona needs to win, I'll just be shocked if they win. I mean, I'll go with Seahawks money line. I'd be shocked if they lose, honestly. Then it's better we just wait from now on until the middle of the season to know which team, are the real deal. But for now, I go Seahawks money line. I think that should be a lock. It's just Arizona somehow plays better against Seahawks when it comes to this matchup. But honestly, I just can't see them winning. I like Seahawks. Rams. I love the Rams here. They're well rested. I think they should win comfortably. Spread is 10 points. I don't think they covered a lot of big points even last year. And they're not the same team as last year. And Tampa Bay, same thing. They can't go 1-3. So I think it'll be close when it comes to the spread. You can go money line Rams or even -3.5. But 10 is a little too much if you ask me, only because most of the teams this week that are 1-2 are going to play hard because they can't be down 1-3. Otherwise, their season is over. So you know what I mean? So I think they play harder, defensively wise, even offense. So I like the Rams here, money line. Spread wise, I would add a couple more points and take Tampa, just because it's like I said, a lot of the 1-2 teams, guys, you could actually take them even if they're underdog. Add some points just because they're gonna play harder, because they fall behind. They know their season is kind of in shake. So I said I'm going to decide on this game once I see how Bears do against Washington. So based on what I saw, the Bears defense is back to what it was last year. I mean, they could have beaten Green Bay to the first game. It's just the offense was not clicking, if you ask me. Defense still looks good. Defense actually looks really good. And, Bears at home, I don't see them losing another game at home, to be honest, even though I like Minnesota. But they are horrible away. I don't know where I read it, but they're not that great on the road. So I'm leaning towards Bears money line, even spread. I wouldn't be shocked. But this is a matchup. It's a division game. It could be tough. I mean, Minnesota hasn't showed me anything what they could do on the road, so I could trust them. And on the road, they're not a team to be trusted. It's just stats don't lie, especially when it comes to the NFL. So if I'm going by stats, I like Bears at home. If you want to be safe, you could buy points to take Minnesota. A lot of people are banging Minnesota only because of the Bears offense, but they are. I think Gabrielle is out. Who else is out? Their kicker. Oh, yeesh. Oh, you should be play. Okay. Hicks, let's see. Officially questionable. Yeesh. That's tough. If they miss him, that's big. Especially for the defense. It all depends, I guess, on those injuries. If I go with the spread, I like Minnesota to cover, like maybe 5.5 or 6.5. I just don't see Bears blowing teams. They only blew Washington. Come on, it's Washington. Otherwise, every other game they've played, it's been close. So you can buy points to be safe. You can even go moneyline Minnesota. Like I said, I haven't seen anything that I could trust them on the road, and it's Kirk Cousins on the road. We all know how he plays that way. If Bears defense does anything like they did last week or the last 2 weeks they've played, I think they could keep Minnesota on bay. Now, Gardner Minshew. This guy, I like him. Everybody likes him, actually. But Joe Flacco, they're 0-3. They need this one. Both teams are kind of desperate mode. I just think Jacksonville right now has one too many issues when it comes to the team and coaching staff. Even though I love Gardner Minshew to cover the spread or even win, I just think it'll be too much against a Denver team that's hungry to win. It's a must win for them. I mean, a must win. I just can't see them losing. This could be a lock, actually, for Denver to win. If they lose, I just don't know what happens. Are they going to bench Joe Flacco and start Drew Lock? Because I think if they lose, they're going to bench Flacco and start that quarterback they drafted, Drew Lock. Saints against Cowboys. I said it last Wednesday. I love the Cowboys. I know their matchups has been easy, but I see a different vibe from this team, man. I see a different vibe. Like Saints, yeah, at home at the Dome, they're amazing and all that. And you got Champagne, so you could go either way. This is a game could go either way, but I like the Cowboys myself. You go with your guts. If you want to go with Saints, cover spread or even add points, that's safe too, I think, because at home they're going to keep it close. But I just feel like Cowboys is going to come out with a different game plan for this game. I just feel like they're a different team overall. I like Cowboys moneyline and spread here. I like Denver because it's a must-win for them. If they lose this, I think it's over. I like Bears at home just because I can't trust Minnesota on the road. I like Rams money line. I like Seahawks money line. I like Giants money line. Chargers spread is a tough one. Chiefs against Detroit. I would buy some points, take Detroit to cover. I just think it's gonna it all depends how the defense does. If they could stop Mahomes, I think it'd be a closer game. But if KC's defense comes to play, I think it could be an ugly game for Detroit. New England, Buffalo, I'm not going to touch, but up to you guys. I just think New England has too many injuries. Baltimore, I already said. Cleveland are going to get out coach again. And Baltimore should win this comfortably. Atlanta, I like because it's a must-win for them as well. Okay, and Monday night game, I go Cincinnati +7 just to be safe. Both teams are shit if you ask me. But Cincinnati has been covering on the road, but I wouldn't be shocked if Pittsburgh went comfortably here because that defense looked really well against San Francisco, and I think they're going to do the same thing against Cincinnati. So I wouldn't be surprised if they win actually by big. So I would take Pittsburgh money line. But anyway, if you have any questions, leave a comment, please. If you want to see anything different, let me know also. If you want me to do videos on other sports, I could do soccer. I could do NBA when it starts, actually. I didn't do that bad last year. I think I made about $15,000 in basketball last year. But yeah, anyway, guys, I hope you guys all have a great day. Good luck to everybody this Sunday. Kill it. Let's take Vegas' money. Cheers all.